recovering? They're getting healthier?
Yeah, no, they're.
What happens when Greg Olsen comes back?
Which, by the way, he is on track to return sooner rather than later. So this offense could be very dangerous. You have Caffrey, you have Olsen, you have DJ Moore. Finally today, it's Elliott's closing arguments. As always, we put 30 seconds on the clock, and Elliott makes his case for the teams that we did not talk about today. The camera is zoned in. 30 seconds. Here we go, E.
Here we go. Okay, San Francisco 49ers. You know they had more passing yards with C.J. Beathard than they did Jimmy Garoppolo in any games this year. I bet you did not know that. Indianapolis Colts, Frank Reich, getting a lot of grief for going for it. You know what? Frank Reich's done a heck of a job. The Colts have been in every single game. Lions, Kerryon Johnson, 32 yards his first carry. So what do? Of course, only give him 8 carries the rest of the game. That makes sense. Chargers, well, when they get Joey Bosa back, they're going to be good. They've only lost to the Rams and Chiefs, the 2 best teams in the league. And finally, your Cincinnati Bengals. When Joe Mixon comes back, this is a legit team.
Brad, please zoom in on James Jones' arms. He gets his suit specially made. Look at it. That's not natural.
Up next on 21st and Prime, it's getting crowded on the Pat Mahomes bandwagon.
Mahomes, now he's going to scramble. Touchdown! A star is born, and he plays quarterback for Kansas City.
And here what impressed me the most about how he got the dub against Denver. Word on the street that Big Ben and AB, man, they ain't even on speaking terms. But I tell you the one thing that could fix all of Pittsburgh's problems, and there's one team I had penciled in for the Super Bowl. But check this out. If they don't win this week, man, hey, that season is over, baby. But who's already making a case for MVP? Welcome to 21st in Prime, presented by Jaguar. Amber, I tell you, this is going to be a good one today because we've had some wonderful things transpire in our wonderful game. Let's talk about it.
Week 4 wrapped up with a bang. Prime, you called it about 2 weeks ago. Patrick Mahomes is the man. He took center stage on Monday Night Football against the Broncos. Down 10 points in the fourth quarter, he led 2 touchdown drives for the come-from-behind win. The Chiefs saved their undefeated season and are now 4-0. But Prime, Mahomes threw for 192 yards outside of the pocket. That's the most of any quarterback in a decade. So bring on the Brett Favre comparisons. The man threw the ball with both hands last night. It felt like we got to know a little bit more about Patrick Mahomes. Did you think he had that in him?
Well, he definitely has that intangible, but I'm pretty sure he does not want to be compared to the second Brett. He don't want to be the second Brett Favre. He wants to be the first Patrick Mahomes. This kid has it. This kid has the arm strength of an Elway, the scrambler and awareness of a Brett Favre, of a Aaron Rodgers, and he has the tenacity. I mean, he has that it factor, that toughness of a Jim Kelly and some of the other greats. But this kid got it done under pressure. That's what I adore about him. He had a tremendous pass rush against him last night in Von Miller and the rest, but that guy stayed in there or he got out of the pocket. He just took what they gave him, protected the football, and got the W. I love it.
I'll tell you the real test, though, for the Chiefs, going to be the next 5 games, starting with the Jags this Sunday and that #1 defense, and then they have the Patriots in Foxborough. So let's regroup after that. Now, Dion, let's turn to Le'Veon Bell. And this morning, Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin said he hadn't spoken to his all-pro running back and had no update on when he would join the team. Now, meanwhile, there seems to be a growing rift between Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown. So let's welcome in our Mike Garafolo. Mike, what can you tell us about both of these situations with the Steelers? It's never boring.
Amber, let's start with that second one that you're talking about there, Roethlisberger and Brown. It looked like a couple of games ago when Brown was complaining about not getting the football or not getting it downfield at least. There was one play on which Roethlisberger seemed to be caught calling him a, quote, baby. That's what you could see when you read the quotes there telling him to calm down. Then they also had the comment from Brown saying, I can't throw it to myself. There isn't a quarterback out there that likes hearing that because the suggestion is you got to get me the football. And now you talk about this Bell situation. Going to be interesting to watch the dynamic when he comes back because I know that there were players in that locker room expecting him in week 1, Prime.
Well, Dion, would Le'Veon Bell's return fix all of these problems on and off the field for the Steelers?
It would help. It's not going to fix or alleviate all the problems, but it would take the focus off Big Ben and AB. I mean, Le'Veon Bell is one of the best players, not just running backs, one of the best players in the NFL. Remember, it was the big 3. Now you have the small 2. because they're not on the same page. Big Ben is not like he used to be even a couple games ago. And AB still is AB, but he's warranted the double coverage because you don't have to worry about that beast, that dog coming out of the backfield, running the football and as well as receiving the ball out of the backfield. They're missing a tremendous weapon, and now it's growing pains for all of them, and they're not growing together. They're growing separately.
Yeah, the dysfunctional bees doesn't have the same ring to it as the killer bees, does it? But, hey, maybe they'll get back on track. All right, Deion, remember last week you gave Earl Thomas props for showing up and helping out his team despite being unhappy about his contract situation. Well, he did the right thing for his team, and he paid dearly for it. The All-Pro safety broke his lower leg on that play Sunday against the Cardinals, and he is out for the season. Now, Mike, any early info on what the Seahawks plan to do with Earl Thomas now?
I do have a little, and I would say this. Before he got hurt, there was talk that even though they didn't do a contract now and didn't show any interest in it, that they would be interested in doing it at some point before he hit free agency. And the other thing is that the franchise tag was also in play. I would say that that's still in play. We saw how that ended with the gesture from Thomas toward the sideline. He is an incredibly emotional guy. I would say most likely done with the Seahawks, but I could see a scenario, you know, a small chance where he does come back on a long-term deal. I could also see where they use that franchise tag, Prime, to hang on to him, if only to trade him. Now, you're not supposed to do that, but the Dolphins did it with Jarvis Landry this last offseason. So I could see the Seahawks maybe doing something like that and getting some value back for him.
I'm proud of the way Earl came in and played for his team, but I'm not proud of the way Earl went out on his team. I love him. I value him. I think he's one of the premier safeties in the game still. And you oftentimes, whatever you fear, that overcomes you and overtakes you, and that's what happened. He sustained this injury. Upset. I can't indict him on being upset because he was upset with the moment, and he made an ignorant mistake of flipping the whole team and the fans off in the moment, but that's not the character of an Earl Thomas. This does not move on from here. They must part ways. I don't know when it's going to happen. I'm pretty sure Earl is going to clean out his locker. He's a wonderful family man, adores his kids. Go back to Texas or whatever and move on from there. Take his kids to school and live the rest of his wonderful year out down in Texas, but not there in Seattle. That's over. We could just go ahead and get rid of that because that whole situation is over. I've never seen a man come back from flipping the whole team off. I'm sorry.
All right, well, you know what else is over? Fitzmagic. Let's go to the NFC South. After Ryan Fitzpatrick threw a pick and played a dismal first half, enter Jameis Winston for the Bucs, who then threw 2 picks. And the Bucs went on to get blown out by the Bears 48-10. The loss was so bad, head coach Dirk Koetter suggested firing himself. Listen in.
Based on that game today, we couldn't make enough changes. We should fire every person that was on that field today, starting with me. That was horrific.
Ooh, he is feeling it, Mike. Is Dirk Koetter leading the list of coaches on the hot seat?
Dirk, never give them any ideas, Dirk. Don't ever put it out there. They've got enough to make their own conclusions here. I will say, yes, he is firmly on the hot seat. He was coming into the season. The Bucs, even though they denied it, did make an effort to at least speak to John Gruden to see if he'd be interested in coming back to Tampa. So that wasn't a good sign. Plus, you've got a quarterback situation that's a little tricky. You wonder how the locker room is going to react. It's a very, very pivotal moment for Dirk Koetter in his tenure in Tampa. I'm also watching Vance Joseph in Denver and Jason Garrett in Dallas. I don't like the tone of what Jerry Jones has been saying. He declined to talk to the media after one game. Then he talked about how we have the personnel to be like the Rams, but we're not on the field. That's not a great sign, Prime.
It's not whatsoever. In this whole Tampa thing, like you said, you don't give them ammunition to take yourself out. And I feel bad for Jameis Winston as well as his whole team because I feel like James is about done there too. And that's just not because of him, it's because of the team. He may win 6 out of the 12 games that's left, and that's 500 football, and that does not fare well with the Tampa Bay Bucs. Not a good look, not a good deal. I think it's over there in Tampa for everyone.
Deion skipped over Jerry Jones's comment. I'm telling you, they do not have the personnel like the Rams. There's a big difference between Dak and Jared Goff. And speaking of Jared Goff, coming up, when I say MVP, thanks, Mike G, you probably think of a quarterback like Jared Goff, but not Prime. You can have Jared Goff. You can have Patrick Mahomes. He's going defense. And we're handing out our first quarter awards next on 21st and Prime.
21st and Prime is brought to you by Jaguar, the art of performance.
In an era of online retail where everything is just a few clicks away, buying a car should be no different. That's why at Carvana, you can buy a car 100% online. We made it easy to browse, view, and buy from over 10,000 cars. You can even trade in your old car, all while binge watching your favorite TV show. Afterwards, we'll deliver your car to you. Or you can pick it up from one of our car vending machines. Either way, your car comes with a 7-day return policy. So grab a seat, relax in your comfy pants, and enjoy the new way to buy a car at Carvana.
I have a structured settlement and I need cash now.
Call J.G. Wentworth, 877-CASH.
Call to find out how to get a $5,000 cash advance for your structured settlement. That's $5,000 to use any way you like.
877-CASH. 877-CASH.
Call J.G. Wentworth now for your $5,000. Offer is subject to meeting certain underwriting and transaction requirements. Call the number provided or visit 5000now.com for further details.
Promote what makes your business great with Vistaprint. Whether it's a business card, a banner, or a postcard, we have the paper stocks, sizes, and design options to create marketing that's right for your business. Give it a try with 500 standard business cards starting at just $9.99 when you use code VP500 at Vistaprint.com.
The door is wide open for your future career in the auto and diesel transportation industry. At Universal Technical Institute, we can help you get there with hands-on training where you'll use the latest technology for repair, maintenance, and high-performance tuning. Faster, where you can be graduate ready in just about a year. And smarter, with over $15 million in scholarships and career fairs nationwide, UTI is ready to help you open doors. Get there faster, smarter. Visit uti.edu to learn more. That's uti.edu.
Jesse showed up to destroy Rowdy, because Jesse's played thousands of games with GameFly.
Start your 30-day free trial at GameFly.com today. Product shown rated E through F.
Rowdy never had a chance, because Jesse has GameFly.
Good Morning Football, tomorrow at 7, live on NFL Network.
This guy is doing everything. And Jared Goff has thrown his 5th touchdown pass of the night. And the Los Angeles Rams sweep September. Right now, Patrick Mahomes is all the rage.
Mahomes with Mahomes magic.
All he does is throw touchdown passes. This guy is incredible. Kamara shows why he was the offensive rookie of the year last year.
He's got a big hole. It's a foot race to the goal line.
Touchdown. He just left. He said goodbye. I'm going back to New Orleans.
We've had some ballers and shot callers, some huge offensive performances primed through 4 weeks of play, and for the first time in 19 years, they've been by men not named Tom Brady. So, Dion, it's time to hand out our first quarter of the season awards, starting with MVP. Who is your MVP through 4 weeks?
I love what Pat Mahomes is doing, Jared Goff. But let me tell you something. Khalil Mack. You see how I leaned in when I told you that? Khalil Mack has changed the whole thought process of the Chicago Bears. This defense is playing like the Bears of old. The offense has pepped it up and stepped it up because they're getting more opportunities because this defense is getting off the field. This man is a one-man wrecking crew. In the other defensive linemen, they're coming up because they're singly blocked because you got to have 2 players to deal with this man. I love what he brings to the table. He got paid and he's proven he's worth more than what they paid him.
I'll tell you what, Prime, he would be the first defensive MVP since Lawrence Taylor in 1986. And let's compare the stats. Through 4 weeks in 1986, Taylor only had 1.5 sacks. Right now, Khalil Mack has 5. So you might be onto something. Let's talk rookies. Wow. Denzel Ward and Bradley Chubb were the highest drafted defensive players in 2018. But is either your defensive rookie of the year?
You know, this is going to seem like I'm a homer. It's going to seem like I'm not being fair. But Derwin James, man, from Florida State, is out there with the LA Chargers. This guy here is flat out dominating. Now, this is a bonehead. You got to run out of the end zone. That was a bonehead play right there. But what he's bringing in the secondary as well as coming off the edges to blitz, it's unparalleled in the NFL. He's so versatile. He's so physical, and he can play center field as well. This guy is a new type of safety that this league hadn't seen in quite some time.
That's right, and forget the rookies. He's better than all the safeties in the league right now, leading safeties in sacks, quarterback hits, and pressures. All right, 2017, we saw a laundry list of superstars knocked out with some big-time injuries. J.J. Watt was out, OBJ, Aaron Rodgers. Some have returned with vengeance, others a little less eventful. Who is your first quarter comeback player, Prime?
My comeback player, I would love to say Aaron Rodgers and J.J. Watt. I would love to, but it has to be Marvin Lewis. You said comeback player. Hey, you talking, this player came back. This player has really come back. Marvin Lewis, he was out. He was out as a head coach, but Marvin Lewis is a good coach. He's a good man, and I think I know he's a good friend. I love what he brings to the table of the Cincinnati Bengals football team. So you talk about comeback. That's the biggest comeback of the year. Marvin Lewis.
Back from the hot seat. All right, Sean McVay, speaking of coaches, he turned the Rams around in 2017 after 12 years of missing the playoffs for that franchise. Is he the coach of the year again right now in 2018 through 4 games?
I would like to think so, but what's transpiring in Kansas City and what we just saw last night, you got to give it to Andy Reid. No one saw this coming. We didn't see Pat Mahomes being the second coming of the first coming. He's the second coming of the first coming. That's how bad Pat Mahomes is. And we never saw this. We never seen all these guys are happy out there. We see no complaints. Everybody's touching the ball. Everybody's getting the ball in space the way they like to get the ball. The defense is atrocious. Let's say that. But offensively, and that's what Andy Reid is in charge of. That's where he makes his buck. What he's doing there in Kansas City is unbelievable. So he is the coach of the year at this point.
Let's just see it through 16 games.
Coming up on 21st and Prime, the Dolphins, Bengals, Bears, and Ravens are all 3-1. You heard right. They've got the record, but who's got the roster to go the distance? I already know what MJD is going to say, and he is as wrong as 2 left shoes. And I'm about to school him and give him the right ones.
It's back. And it's front. No, really. The Triple Double Crunchwrap $5 box is back. And it's still all mains, no sides, with 2 crunchy tacos and a medium soda. Just $5. Only at Taco Bell.
How do you win at business? Stay at La Quinta, where we're changing with contemporary makeovers. Then use the ultimate power handshake, the upper hander with a double palm grab. Who has the upper hand now? Start winning today. Book now at LQ.com.
Clock is running, 38 seconds and counting. Back to throw goes Palmer. Looks over the middle, throws end zone for Fitz, goes up, and makes the game-winning catch. Larry Legend does it again. Touchdown. Cardinals win.
You could let a wall like that intimidate you, or discover the welcoming bourbon in front of you. It's your call.
Jim Beam on the rocks.
Make it two. The bourbon that's been making history since 1795 invites you to make some of your own.
Golden Corral's Beef Lovers Banquet with our all-new bacon-wrapped sirloin filet, smoked beef brisket, portobello top sirloin, and golden delicious shrimp. The Beef Lovers Banquet. Golden Corral, your choice. Rules.
I am the $5 lunch from DQ, and variety is my modus operandi. That's Latin for new burger, new salad, and strips, all with a DQ Sunday. That's English for Carpe Diem. Because I'm not fast food. I am fan food.
Somewhere
an all-new Ghost Adventures 4-part series.
This is just one of thousands of ships that were wrecked. They still don't know the names of the bodies that washed up on the shores. Bad things are happening to the living.
There's no telling what is in the underground.
All new 4-part series, Ghost Adventures, Graveyard of the Pacific. Saturday at 9 on Travel Channel.
I am the $5 lunch from DQ, and variety is my modus operandi. That's Latin for new burger, new salad, and strips, all with a DQ Sunday. That's English for Carpe Diem. Because I'm not fast food. I am fan food.
A quarter of the way through the season, there are 7 teams sitting at 3-1. The Saints and Jaguars were expected to be good, but check out some of these other teams. The Dolphins, the Bengals, and the Bears. They just blew out the Bucs 48-10, and we welcome in Maurice Jones-Drew. MJD, which of those surprising teams is for real?
Uncle Prime, it has to be the Cincinnati Bengals. Earlier in the year, no one was buying tickets to Cincinnati. We didn't even want to see this show. Now, I got a chance to talk to Joe Mixon in the offseason. I saw him train. He was excited. We saw him emerge as being one of the top young backs the first couple weeks. He goes down. Gio Bernard comes in. I haven't even mentioned A.J. Green, Boyd, okay, Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton's playing like his hair's on fire, literally and figuratively. They're flying around right now. And then guess what? Defensively, I know they had a bad game, but they get their defensive captain back, coming off suspension, Vontaze Burfict. They're getting ready to turn this thing on. Be careful in that AFC North.
You know what? I can't even believe you, man. I tell them I'd allow you to go to first so you can get all yours out so you can just come up and challenge me and you come up with the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, the only team that we're talking about that coach is likely to get fired every year, but he escapes it miraculously, and I love me some Marvin Lewis. But I don't even know how you can fathom the Bengals. Let's go with the Baltimore Ravens. No, Joe Flacco. You remember Joe Flacco that won the Super Bowl? Straight out ball. You know, Sizzle on the defensive side of the ball, Terrell Suggs, has them one of the premier defenses in the league, if not the best defense in the league. So I got me some offense. I got me some defense. I can run the ball a little bit. I'm causing turnovers. I'm getting after the passer. To me, that's the formula for the playoffs. So I just want to know right now, so you saying the Cincinnati Bengals instead of the Baltimore Ravens are going to the playoffs? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Cincinnati got too much firepower for all that. I'm telling you, Prime.
This is on tape.
This on tape.
MJD, they're going to need a lot of firepower if they keep giving up 36 points a game like they did last week to the Falcons. I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens, who have shut out their last 2 teams in the second half, only giving up 9 points the entire season in the second half. That is how Baltimore does it. Defense. All right, let's stay within the AFC North. The Steelers are 1-2-1 after a loss on Sunday Night Football. Will they recover to make the playoffs? Dion, you got to go with one AFC North team here.
Yeah, you know what? They're going to recover. You know why? Because they have the personnel to do so. I know they tripping. Le'Veon Bell and kind of shook it all up in there, but they have a sound leader in Mike Tomlin. They have Big Ben. He just got to get on his game. AB, a plethora of receivers. And once Le'Veon come back and start toting this mail, all this stuff is going to turn around, and we're going to forget about this nonsense that we're talking about right now. I'm going to ride with the Steelers because I'm dumb enough to believe.
Uncle Prime. Listen, I'm going to just tell you their schedule. I got to read it. Hold on. Falcons, Bengals, Browns, Ravens, Panthers, Jags. How do they come out of that? What's their record coming out of that? I don't even care if Le'Veon Bell is there or not.
It's about 3 gimmies that you just mentioned. It's about 3 homecoming games that you just mentioned on that list.
Which one? The Falcons? They just tied the Browns week 1.
But when we turn this camera over, I tell you the Falcons are playing like a homecoming team right now, okay?
I hear that, but they still scoring
the Browns.
MJD, you also forgot they face the Patriots and the Saints as well. They have one of the most difficult schedules going forward. That is going to be very tough, not to mention within their own division. They have to play those Bengals.
I said what I said, and I stand by it.
I love me some Mike Tomlin too, Prime.
But I'm just saying. He's dumb enough to believe. We'll see what happens. Maybe Prime will be right. All right, thanks, MJD. Coming up, What happens if the one-win Falcons lose Sunday in their showdown with Ben Roethlisberger? And the Steelers. Prime will tell you why a loss for the Dirty Birds is beyond dismal. Next.
Hey, what you bringing to football?
Freshness? You show how the ATL do?
Bring it. That way.
Can I bring my swag? Superpowers?
Kill 'em.
Can I bring my crew?
Bring 'em.
We meet again. Hey, maybe. Hey, maybe. You ever see me? They still going crazy.
Can I bring? Definitely bring that. They're bringing it. How about you? What are you bringing?
Slinging gives you the flexibility to watch the live TV you love. Speaking of flexibility, try new positions like the protractor. Watch Sling 7 days a week.
Roman. For the first time ever, you can get ED meds prescribed online, shipped discreetly to your door. No more waiting rooms, awkward talks, or lines at the pharmacy. Get your first month free at GetRoman.com/TV.
On a deep drop, steps up in the pocket. He'll fire to the right side. Caught by Diggs. Did y'all see that?
It's iPhone season at Sprint, and that means you can get the amazing new iPhone XS.
And it has a 5.8-inch Super Retina OLED display. Now that's a reason to party!
Wait! And did you know it's on a network built for unlimited?
iPhone!
There's never been a better time to try our network, so switch to Sprint and we'll give you a new iPhone XS to use with eligible trade-in. That's right, $0 per month on us.
This is what wakes us. This is what brings us together. This is NFL Game Day morning.
I love you, Dad.
Shh.
Yeah, that's a huge factor, okay?
Brady takes the snap. Throws to the end zone. Dorsett snatched it. Touchdown. Beautiful throw by Andrew Luck. Easy pop. 12-yard pass. Luck pump fake. Throws upfield into the end zone. It's one. Touchdown. Touchdown. Brady calmly just lost the beauty. Brady off his back foot. Throws toward the end zone. Oh, what a throw. And that's a Tom Brady that we love. Luck throws upfield into the end zone. It's good. The two-point conversion is good. Have a day, Andrew Luck.
Stars are getting closer. Andrew Luck coming off one of his best games as a pro and now faces Tom Brady and the Patriots on a short week. It's Thursday Night Football right here on NFL Network Fox and streaming on Prime Video. All right, Dion, what's the game plan for the Colts to upset the Patriots on Thursday?
First and foremost, Tom Brady's going to remind us all that there's only one number 12 that will be playing on Thursday night. The Colts cannot settle with field goals. They have to score. They have to score at an alarming rate. Tom Brady's not going to turn the ball over frequently, so you must do something to get him off the field, and he has his boy back, man. Julian Edelman, you're going to have to in and out, especially if Gronk is not playing in the game. You're going to have to attribute two guys to him because Tom Brady's going to try to get him going early and often. But the Colts will have to score and not settle with field goals.
All right, on Sunday, it's a battle of one-win teams in the Falcons and the Steelers. Is the losers' season over?
I don't know about the Steelers because I still have hope for Le'Veon Bell coming back and as happily ever after like Cinderella and all that stuff. But the Falcons, that's who I'm mad about. They're underachieving. They have an offense from heaven, but defense, they've suffered some tremendous injuries at linebacker in the safety position, and it seems like that is the heart of their defense. And if they lose this game, I truly feel like it's over for the mindset of the team, the fans, and everyone because they have underachieved thus far.
Prime, we can't stop talking about Patrick Mahomes. Will he get his toughest test of the season against the Jaguars on Sunday? Who wins the matchup between Mahomes and those Jags DBs?
I love the DBs, but we got to give Blake Bortles some credit. We got to give Blake Bortles some credit. We keep talking about the DBs. Hey, the Jags are balling too, and one reason why is Blake Bortles is putting it down. When he's not playing well, we criticize it. So let's give him some love. Now, to those DBs. These DBs are the DBs of all DBs. I love this secondary, arguably the best secondary in the NFL. This will be his biggest contest when he looks over that opposing side. Where do I go with this football? See, now you got to be more conscious of who you're going to go at because these guys can make plays. In that front four of the Jacksonville Jaguars, they can bring the darn heat. I cannot wait to see this matchup. Boy, I can't wait. Hey, it's been wonderful, Amber, Mikey G, MJD. It was wonderful today. I kicked MJD's butt, so y'all know. Don't tell him I said it, but you know how it goes down every Tuesday right here on 21st and Prime. I love you all. God bless.
They're a dangerous team, and they got a good quarterback, good offense.
Touchdown and a beauty from Andrew Luck.
Great rivalry, two really good football traditions.
Dorsett snags it. What a catch.
Young defense that does some things that present some challenges.
Colts gobble him up. Colts get him. The maniac, Darius Leonard.
Yeah, it's what the NFL's all about.
Rocky makes the catch over two defenders.
They've been one of the best teams in the league for a long time, so naturally, if you want to be the best, you want to beat the best.
Welcome to NFL Total Access on a Hot Take Tuesday at the quarter pole of the season. And according to Cynthia Freeland, there are some pretenders at the top of the standings. Who, Scott, and why? That is straight ahead. This is Scott Hansen. I'm Lindsay Rhodes.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. But first, the second month of the season begins in 2 days. Thursday night football, Colts at Patriots. Pats coming in off of their statement win from Sunday. They blew out the previously undefeated Dolphins. And now Tom Brady is on to the Colts, a franchise against which he has had much success. And as Mike Giardi tells us, one weapon is back, but another might be unavailable.
Rob Gronkowski did not practice on Tuesday, still dealing with the sore ankle that caused him to leave Sunday's game against Miami in the third quarter. We saw him briefly after that game, did not do his media availability. Patriots right now being cautious with the big fella, and the feeling is he'll be questionable for Thursday's game against the Colts. Meanwhile, one guy who's not going to be questionable, Julian Edelman, fresh off his 4-game PED suspension. He was here at 7 a.m. on Monday, and he's already annoying the defensive backs. He's chirping. He's ready to go. Bill Belichick said, slow your roll here. He hasn't been around for a month, but Edelman worked hard on his conditioning. Felt like he dropped too many balls during the course of preseason. In fact, he did workouts with former Patriot defensive end Rob Ninkovich. Tom Brady wants him in the lineup. I expect Julian Edelman will be in that lineup. For more on the game, let's turn it over to Randy Moss in Indianapolis.
The rivalry between the Colts and the Patriots was sharpened about a decade and a half ago by those epic battles between Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. Andrew Luck has been a part of the rivalry as well, so he understands that. The locker room cliches to the contrary, Thursday night will not be just another game.
Hate's a strong word, but you hear fans share their disfavor with the Patriots, and you know, that's, you know, when appropriate, that's a fun thing about sports. I think it's okay to have rivalries. I think it's okay to get behind your team and feel a little animosity, you know, towards another team.
The Patriots have beaten the Colts 7 straight times, and Andrew Luck is 0-5 against Tom Brady and company.
Again, we're going to be covering this throughout.
This offense needs a shot in the arm, and that's exactly what Julian Edelman would do. He will wake this offense up. He makes everybody better, not just Tom Brady, not just Rob Gronkowski, but everybody across the board. So I'm expecting him to be targeted a lot and expect a big game from him.
Okay, and guess the other big thing about it is Julian Edelman's going to be playing against defensive backs who are on a short week, and they played 70 minutes. Remember, they took them deep into overtime with that Texans-Colts game. So Edelman running in that secondary, that could be something to watch right there. Thanks, Weezy. Talk to you in a bit. Lindsay.
All right, that's the first game of Week 5. How about the last game of Week 4? They came down to the wire in Denver. Chiefs fighting back from a 10-point fourth-quarter deficit, down 3 with just over 3 left in the game. And look at what Patrick Mahomes just did.
My man's amphibious.
You guys, he shifts the ball to his left hand.
You can't touch that. You're Andy Reid. You've been practicing it all week.
All right.
Still completes the pass, gets a first down. So we're still in this thing, facing another third down. 3 plays later, Mahomes again to Demetrius Harris, 35 yards. Now we're at the Broncos 11, and you got to know where this is going, right? All of the momentum is Kansas City's. 2 plays later, they're in the end zone. Kareem Hunt's 4th rushing touchdown of the year. The Chiefs have their 4th win of the season. Still undefeated. Still amazed about their quarterback.
Yeah. And I knew I couldn't throw it with my right hand, and I knew we needed the first down, and so I kind of just like shot put it to Tyreek, and he got the first down and made a great play. I mean, you just got to get the ball in their hands somehow. It was a cool deal. I'm just glad we got the first down and got the win.
Is this dude a magician or something? Like, he doing things that, you really don't see often, and, he a great player, and, I'm glad he on my team.
It did surprise me. He actually throw better than me, and I'm left-handed, so that was crazy. That was a good throw. It was a good toss.
Patrick and I've worked real hard on that left-handed throw. Making sure that he could do that. But some amazing plays there.
Just crazy. And the night didn't start that way for Patrick Mahomes. It looked like maybe he was going to have an off night for the first time of his career as a starter. The first 3 quarters, kind of average, 15 of 29, 151 passing yards, a 67 passer rating. And then the 4th quarter rolls around and boom!
There they go.
Boom.
There they go.
It's back. Sean O'Hara, Reggie Bush, were you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this guy's fun to watch. I mean, every time he goes out there, I think if I was on the other team, I would be on the sidelines like, man, wow, did you see that? Hey, did you see that? Everybody's watching. He's coming up with these ridiculous throws, running to his left, the 3rd and 11 throw to Kelsey, just kind of flick of the wrist to the right. I mean, yeah, he's special, and I tell you what, the way he's running Andy Reid's offense, and look, he's a 2nd-year player, but he's still young. Yeah. I mean, this is his first time as a starter, but sometimes the pre-snap stuff is the hardest of it. And he's just, I mean, he's out there having fun. He's balling. It's great. I love the way that he makes plays when it breaks down. Because when you draw stuff up and you go through walkthrough, hey, this guy's going to be here and this receiver's going to run that, hey, that's great. But when everything's kind of going to you-know-what in a handbag, he seems fine. And he's just kind of
how Lindsay holds it together when you just go off the reservation.
Just
hold it all together, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Yes, that is a very hard thing that I do capably.
Channeling her inner Mahomes.
You got a tough job over here,
Showtime.
2nd and 30.
Yeah.
2nd and 30.
That is crazy.
And they converted it.
When you can line up against a defense and there's like nothing they can do, and you just feel like no matter what you throw at us, we can handle it. That 2nd and 30, to me, was one of the most impressive plays about that game. And before this game, I had been talking about how they've been having all this success without a run game. Now they finally got the run game going.
Yeah, Kareem get the money.
19 for 121 and a touchdown. Now they have a balanced attack. So who are you going to guard? Literally, it's pick your poison.
Yeah.
Who are you going to guard? They got so much speed everywhere, all across the board. I think one of the most impressive things to me that I'd heard from Patrick Mahomes was his post-game interview, and he talked about how Andy Reid coached Brett Favre and some other quarterbacks, and he said that all I want to do is be remembered of how passionate I played the game. That, to me, is a level of maturity that you usually only hear from tenured quarterbacks. Like if Drew Brees made that left-handed throw, you'd be like, oh, that's just Drew being Drew, right? Yeah. Or if Tom Brady did that, you'd be like, oh, that's just Tom being Tom. But this kid is doing it, and he's only 23 years old, and he's just, you see how much he elevates the play of everybody else around him.
You know what it's like to go into Denver and win on the road or play there on the road.
Yeah.
He's 4-0, but 3 of those games are on the road. Yeah. As a young quarterback, that's tough to do.
Very
How about this stat, guys? He was hit 10 times. He was only sacked once.
That's testing
hey,
to him.
Shout out to Mitchell Schwartz, the right tackle. Didn't give up a single pressure on Von Miller.
Wow. Except that last one where he threw the left-handed.
He was out of the pocket.
You know, but statistically, it doesn't matter, because it didn't go down as a sack.
So you're saying he's getting rid of the ball?
He obviously has a lot of weapons with which to work. Your point about Hunt is well taken. His best game of the year there, moving in the right direction. Cowboys also have a pretty good running back, though. He's apparently a little banged up this week. According to Jason Garrett, Ezekiel Elliott is fighting through knee and ankle injuries at the moment. So that is why we saw him limping on the sidelines against the Lions. Could be limited in practice this week, but Jerry Jones says he won't miss any time.
We'll show you why he's hurt later on in the show.
So after all that talk about the roughing the passer penalties, just 5 in week 4. So maybe that teleconference last Wednesday for competition committee members had something to do with that. We will. They had been averaging over 11 a week prior to that call. So down from 11 to 5.
So the conference call got it done.
Well, maybe. The NFL has indefinitely suspended Seahawks linebacker Michael Kendricks following a review into his September guilty plea to insider trading. Kendricks is scheduled to be sentenced after the regular season in January. Let's go ahead and start the countdown. Not to Colts Pats Thursday night, as much as we're looking forward to that. Not to a statue of Patrick Mahomes in KC. Be patient, it'll happen. No, the countdown is for you and your fantasy team and the guys you should make a waiver claim for right now. Like now, so you can get yourself a win in week 5. The 4-0s get the top spots in the new power rankings, but in what order?
Plus, it's a heavy burden walking around knowing what the future holds.
Out Belichick. Bill Belichick.
But Reggie Wayne and Reggie Bush are willing to bear it.
Not make the playoffs. They're not going to make it.
Coming up, our resident soothsayers with another round of bold predictions. But first, how one man's problem is another man's proof.
Give me the gold!
Next on NFL Total Access.
NFL Total Access is brought to you by Burger King. Mix or match 2 of your favorites, including all new crispy chicken tenders for just $6.
Crispy chicken tenders from Burger King? That's right, crispy on the outside with juicy white meat on the inside. The King's got great chicken. But don't take our word for it. The crispy chicken tenders, now part of the 2 for $6 deal only at Burger King.
If you've ever needed more capacity, more features, and more for your hard-earned dollar, the time has never been more right. Get guaranteed lowest prices on top brands like the Samsung laundry pair, now just $6.48 each. The Home Depot, more saving, more doing.
Want to bring those ups to football?
Should have drove over anything else?
Sure, try me.
What about you?
Want to show how to ATL do?
Bring it that way.
Can I bring my superpowers?
Tell them.
Hi,
yes.
Can I bring the heat?
Definitely bring that.
Can I bring my crew?
Bring them.
We meet again.
Hey, mate. Hey, mate. You ever see me? They still going crazy. Still going crazy.
They're bringing it. How about you? What are you bringing?
We're going to play together. This is our game. Now what's on the pedal, baby? Right now, you're the best in the game. I know. Oh, wait. That's how you run that round. Let's go. Let's go.
Make this your day, man. Guys, new show this fall.
Yeah!
And it's Fridays, and it's at night,
yes!
but it's only me. Come on.
Really?
Hey, Kate. Will you guys come hang out? Fridays this fall. It's going to be an experience.
From the time I was like 9 years old until I was probably 14, the majority of that time was spent in an orthodontist office, which is the most awkward point of anyone's life to begin with. I was right out of college and I was starting job interviews and meeting a bunch of new people, and I already noticed that my teeth were starting to shift. My parents spent all that money and it was kind of all for a waste. So when I heard of Smile Direct, I was so excited.
At Smile Direct Club, we believe everyone deserves a smile they'll love. That's why for 60% less than braces, we send invisible aligners directly to you. We straighten most smiles in an average of 6 months.
I was so excited to know that there was a company that was number 1, affordable, and number 2, so convenient. convenient. You don't have to go to an orthodontist every month. You can go into a Smile Shop. They also have a kit that they can ship directly to your house. There's really no excuse to not try it.
Get your confidence back risk-free. Our Smile Guarantee ensures that if aligners aren't a good fit for you, you get your money back.
Having straight teeth is such a great feeling.
Get started at SmileDirectClub.com for as low as $80 a month.
According to an ESPN report, Le'Veon Bell plans on reporting to the Steelers during their Week 7 bye. That would mean Bell would be available for the final 10 games of the regular season. The Steelers sit at 1-2-1, and if this Le'Veon report is true, they're not saying.
I have not talked to Le'Veon, and I really have no Le'Veon update. Like I've said repeatedly, it's the best approach for us to stay focused on the guys that are here and working and cross that bridge when we come to it. Nothing's changed from my perspective in that regard.
All right, as for Le'Veon Bell, the most recent thing we've heard from him was a social media comment he made on a picture of Earl Thomas being carted off the field with a broken leg while flipping the bird in the general direction of the Seahawks sideline. Bell commented on that picture saying, "Get right, bro. I'll continue to be the bad guy for all of us." Thomas, like Bell, has been vocal about his unhappiness with his contract situation. All right, a lot to dig into here. Let's do that with a players-only meeting.
Thanks, Scott. Yeah, we all missed the game. I'll tell you one thing we don't miss getting hurt. And I tell you, there's no worse feeling than when you're hurt and you know that this is long-term.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
especially when it's in your contract year, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's the loneliest time as a player. But, Reggie, what went through your minds? The first thing you thought of when you saw Earl Thomas down, grabbing his leg?
I was hurt for him because knowing that in your contract year, if you get injured, you know that next year, especially if you're not a younger guy, if you're getting up there in age 29, 30, which is supposed to be old in this league, you know that you're probably not going to get a contract that you want next year because of that specific
You want that guaranteed money.
Yeah, you want that guaranteed money. So I felt for Earl Thomas when he went through that because teams, organizations, and Coach Carroll does this better than anybody. They sell you on this, we are a family. This is our family. This is a brotherhood. And they sell that narrative to you because it benefits the coaches. It benefits the organization, right? So I know that some of my brothers, the guys who I played with, I would still to this day would still have their back. Yeah. Whether we're on the football field or whether we're on the basketball court or in the restaurant, I still got their back because those are my true brothers. And I still talk to them all the time. But when you're in this kind of situation, it's unfortunate because you feel now like, well, they don't respect me. And they're not giving Earl Thomas that proper respect to at least trade him or at least extend him because he deserves the right to retire as a Seattle Seahawk.
I'll tell you one thing. The first thing that came to mind for me was I see Earl grab his leg, and I immediately thought about Le'Veon Bell.
Yes.
I tweeted, I said, this is exactly why Le'Veon Bell is doing what he's doing. I had two friends that never played football that thought they were always saying, like, why isn't he showing up? Why isn't he doing this? Why isn't he doing that? And they called me, and they said, now I see exactly why you try to take advantage of that small window.
You know, it's a great window into what the players are going through.
Yeah.
And you're out there. I mean, look, you can't play this game in, half speed.
Yes.
You got to be all in. You've got to play reckless almost. And that's kind of the way Earl has played. So, that's why he wanted that long-term deal. I know the business side of this game is so tough. And you talk about the brotherhood. Look, when we're in the locker room, man, we're playing for each other. And that's why we go out there, we're going out there to battle, to help each other, to protect each other, and for each other. And so that's why it hurts so much when you see that for a guy like Earl. And I know he was emotional right afterwards.
Yeah, and you're putting your body on the line. You're putting your brain on the line. You're putting your livelihood on the line. This is how we make money, right? Football players have a short window of opportunity to make the most money possible. That is how we make money in this league, with our body. So when you feel like your body or you aren't getting that proper respect that you deserve, because he is one of the best safeties in this game right now, then you feel like, okay, well, that's it. Like they don't respect what I've done for them, the body of work that I put in for this organization.
It's a shame. And Earl, we're all thinking about you. Yeah. Lev Bell, we support you, man. You got to do you. That was probably one of the worst things to happen in Week 4. But on a positive note, let's take a look at some of the best from Week 4.
Mariota throws in the end zone. Touchdown, Titans! Corey Davis is the man!
3 seconds to go in the extra session. Fairbairn's kick is up, and it's good! And the Texans win in overtime!
Snap, hold, kick, Maher! Good! The kick has got legs. It is good! Seahawks win on the last play of the game!
Dalton back to throw.
Boom!
Pass.
Boom!
Caught.
Yeah!
A.J. Green.
Yeah!
Touchdown!
Boom!
Bengals!
For the win. McCrean's kick is good! Ring the church bells. The Raiders are a winner. Just finished, baby.
Well, this is going to be hard. Such a great week for so many players. Only room for 6 FedEx Air and Ground nominees. 3 in the air, and it's hard to argue with any of these. Jared Goff and his perfect passer rating. Mitchell Trubisky with his nearly perfect passer rating and 6 passing touchdowns. And Andrew Luck, who threw for a career-high 464 yards on a career-high 62 attempts. Weezy, your boy's shoulder looks good. Who you got here?
This was a tough pick for me, but I got to go with my boy Andrew Luck. Listen, all the talk all offseason, how is his shoulder? How is his arm? Can he be the Andrew Luck that we've always saw? He's checked off all boxes. He's thrown short. He's thrown medium. He even threw some long passes for you guys to say he couldn't throw long. Andrew Luck is my guy this week.
Don't listen to Scott over here awing you. You're loyal, Reggie. I like it. Now for the ground nominees. You knew Zeke's name would be here. 152 on the ground and 240 total. Kamara with 134 on the ground and 3 rushing touchdowns. That's his most ever. Kareem Hunt also had a good week. 19 carries, 121. I'm giving you a vote here, Reggie Bush. Who gets it?
Listen, I love watching this guy play the football game. He has sort of a silky, smooth running style. Defenders seem to just fall off of him, and all he's done in the absence of Mark Ingram is lead the NFL in scrimmage yards. That's why Alvin Kamara is my FedEx Ground Player of the Week. But I did find something he's not good at. I saw this jump shot he had in a Drake concert. He shot the ball like way over the basket, man. Kamara, what's up with that jump shot, man?
We need to find some video of that.
Yeah.
All right, so the Saint votes for the Saint and the Colt votes for the Colt. Who do you at home vote for? Tell us at NFL.com/FedEx, and we will tell you who wins Thursday after the game on NFL Total Access. Kid Wonder, PM News, Straight Cash Mahomey, Better Mahomes in Garden, and of course there's Lefty. As the legend grows, the nicknames flow, but can we call him the best quarterback in the league right now? After the break, why Sean O'Hara's answer is no.
A moment of joy, a source of inspiration, an act of kindness, an old friend, a new beginning, some welcome relief, or a cause for celebration. What's inside? Possibilities. What we deliver by delivering.
I'm Chris, and I lost 120 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Listen up, guys. Want to shed a few pounds? Got a beer belly? Can't fit into your pants? Then you need Nutrisystem for men. Lose up to 18 pounds and 8 inches overall in your first month. Money back guarantee.
I'm Essex, and I lost 43 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Real guys, real results. Put down the pie. Pick up the phone and get with the program today. Order your 28-day plan now and save 40% off every program. That's 40% off breakfast, lunches, dinners, and snacks. For a limited time, save 40%. Plus, get 1 week of all new NutriPro shakes, packed with 20 grams of protein to help shrink your gut, free.
The food was delicious. This is perfect for men, especially guys who don't want to cook.
We'll even throw in FedEx shipping, free. So get off the couch. Lose up to 18 pounds and 8 inches overall in your first month.
It's not that hard. You eat the food, you lose the weight.
Go online or call 877-907-FIRM and get free shakes plus 40% off every program.
The news today is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going anywhere dressed like that.
Why?
You know why. Dog pound, baby.
Right.
We're more than just $7.99 large 2-topping pizza delivered.
Hey, B, is this it?
We're an end zone dance at your doorstep. No one out-pizzas the Hut. Hey, Sticks, you playing football this year?
Let me get back to you.
What about you?
Should I jump over anything else?
Sure, try me.
You ain't never heard a voice like this.
I dig it.
Cool. Let me get the mic.
The mic?
That's what I'm trying to say, Rick. Whoa!
Sticks, I knew you'd bring it. They're bringing it. How about you? What do you bring?
Thursday night in New England, confidence is defined by having the greatest ever on their side. But Indy's comeback kid is eager for the chance to let Foxborough test him again. Brady.
Way to go, baby!
Luck.
Touchdown!
Colts. Patriots. When it's on, it's on. Thursday Night Football. Thursday at 8 on NFL Network, Fox, and streaming on Prime Video.
This is what wakes us. This is what brings us together. This is NFL Game Day morning.
I love you, Dad.
Shh.
Yeah, that's a huge factor, okay?
When I was here in '96, that one year, you know, that's when I knew we had, you know, that day in training camp, you know, with Farrick and the whole deal. Like, I knew that you were the
fair Collins situation.
Nobody was gonna mess with you.
We were playing cards. A D lineman, he was cheating. We stood up, he swung at me, and after he swung at me, that was it. He had to deal with the repercussions.
I think those stories were enough to scare just about everybody who heard the stories, so they figured they better not mess with him.
Nobody wanted to take Willie on.
I know I don't.
Yeah, right? I want to be a Willie Mack bad size.
We're going to be talking about Willie a lot this week. Also Patrick Mahomes. That guy, that game, that is what's trending today. 155,000 mentions of his name in the last day. Quite a few of them referencing one Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite. Though Jamal Charles brought up a different name in this tweet. He says he reminds him of Aaron Rodgers. That is a compliment. How about this one? We had a producer here today say he thought of Michael Jordan with that left-handed throw.
Shame on you, Drew.
Drew Levy.
Who said that?
Show your
Shame on
face,
you,
Drew
Drew.
Levy. Come here. Come here. His point,
Maybe he meant the
was
actor.
The way that MJ used to go into the lane, didn't know what was going to happen, just reacted.
I think he said Michael B. Jordan.
How dare you, sir? Stone him.
Guess what's making the rounds today on social media? It is a high school basketball clip of Patrick Mahomes.
Ooh.
He's number 5.
Ooh.
He's the guy posterizing some poor fool under the basket.
Oh, he didn't do it left-handed, though.
These light-skinned athletes getting out of control, bro. We got to do
Can
something.
he do it left-handed?
I mean, if you look closely, he's called for the charge. But still, Travis Kelce, he liked it. He thought it was even more impressive than that left-handed throw.
Yeah,
so moral
I
of
would
the
agree.
story, we're ready to put him in the Hall of Fame, right?
Right.
No?
You want to
Because
crown him?
Too bad he's already there. This is his jersey from week 2 when he set the record for touchdown passes in his first 2 games. Also cool on social media today, guys, the Falcons are everywhere. They are blanketing their community for their annual hometown huddle. All of their players, every single one of them, out at a community event today, one of 11 that they went to. We saw Matt Ryan at a hospital. We saw Tack McKinley, who is quietly tied with Khalil Mack in sacks despite having missed a game. He was part of this group here that went to an elementary school where they surprised teachers to show their appreciation for all that they do for the kids in the Atlanta area.
Here, here. Well done. Well done there, fellas. All right, some headlines after week number 4's games are in the books. Let's start right to left here, shall we? Doug's fixer-upper, the Philadelphia Eagles, kind of a surprising 2-2. Still had Lombardi Trophy in the lobby there from last year. Monster Mash 2.0, the Chicago headline, I guess so, after what they did to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The midway.
The Detroit Lions were Texas toast after Ezekiel Elliott made that beautiful over-the-shoulder grab that set up the game-winning field goal.
Not Ezekiel Bread?
Ezekiel Bread would have been
Come
good,
on,
too.
man. Come on,
Okay,
man.
okay.
Come on, the Blitz.
And then I like this one, New York Post coming in. So they lost bad. The G-Men lost bad to the Saints, who used to be known as the Aints when they were terrible. So they turned it into Giants. after Big Blue has all their difficulties.
That's a reach.
All right. Well, you didn't like that so much, Weezy? We got a Hot Take Tuesday for you here right now, fellas.
The red light.
Yeah, you get the lights in here.
It's hot in here.
We're going Nelly?
All right.
That's her.
Ground rules for Hot Take Tuesday. You bring that lukewarm stuff. You're over there with Drew Levy over there. All right. You bring the tepid stuff.
Wow. Hey, this feels like red zone, Scott.
Levy, you know we love you. Drew, you know we love you. All right, let's go around the horn. We've all had some good ones so far this year. Reggie, what you got?
My hot take. Y'all ready for this? I'm going to blow your socks off. My hot take. The Tennessee Titans are the best team in the AFC South, and they will win the division this year.
Oh, wow.
And go to the playoffs. On top of that.
And there's more?
There is more. They got a top 10 defense. And Mariota can't even feel all his fingers. He's still trying to figure out where the fingers, filling in all his fingers and blah, 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 blah.
He dropped a couple dimes.
That's hot. I don't know if it's piping hot, though, because they already beat the Jaguars head-to-head in one. So it's
exactly.
All right.
They beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are this year's Super Bowl favorites, and they beat the Super Bowl defending champs in the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay. All right. That's one of the books.
I need more from Derrick Henry. I'll say that.
Okay.
We turn now to the man who just 2 weeks ago had the piping hot take that the Patriots would lose to the Lions. And you called that one, Weezy. What you got for us tonight?
You know what? I was big on Patrick Mahomes last week, said he's going to throw a bunch of interceptions. He did not do that. But that's okay. But that's okay.
Drew Levy told you to say that.
That's all right. I'm still on Patrick Mahomes. But guess what? Blake Bortles will throw for more touchdowns this week than Patrick Mahomes. I know the Chiefs fans. I know the Chiefs fans are going to be on me, but so what? Bring it. Blake Bortles, this is your week.
I actually like that one because they're playing against Jacksonville's defense. And that could actually happen because Balaki has been balling this year. He has been balling this year.
Look at Weezy. Look at Weezy. He's leaning back in his chair. He is
don't let him
with himself.
My friend.
Right there.
Hey, they could hand the ball off, too, so Kareem Hunt could go.
O'Hara, last week, Sean, you said that Baker Mayfield would throw 4 interceptions. You didn't miss by a lot.
I said touchdowns.
He had... No, I think he said 4 interceptions.
He did say touchdowns.
He had 4 turnovers in the game.
Yes.
But that's okay. And they probably should have won the game in Oakland.
Sold in the bakery, too.
What do you got for us now?
Well, we're talking about Mahomes, and we just talked about how great he was, all these great throws, and I think he's unbelievable. Maybe Michael Jordan-esque, or maybe this is Michael Jordan versus LeBron, but he's not the best quarterback in the NFL right now. That is Jared Goff. Jared Goff right now, with what he's doing, what he just did to the Vikings defense, I went back and looked at all those throws. I mean, every single throw is like butter.
Dimes.
I mean, it's unbelievable. He leads the NFL in passer rating. I mean, he carved up the Chargers, the Cardinals, the Vikings. So I think as good as Patrick Mahomes has been, Goff has been better.
That's a pretty hot take.
That is a pretty hot.
18 months ago, people were already saying, another #1 overall draft pick bust.
Yes. We're not giving Goff enough credit because it's Sean McVay. Oh, man, he's great play design. He's got these other weapons. But I tell you what, when you look at what he's done, I think he's going to maintain it throughout the season as well.
Mind if I throw one out there?
Go ahead.
Let's do it. Hey, we're in the red zone.
Don't come with no weak stuff either.
Des Bryant.
Oh, okay.
Back to the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, I love it.
You love that one?
Scott.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, Scott.
Wait, what do you say?
Wow.
That is hot. You want to know why it's hot? My source, Des Bryant. Check out the tweet. Des was asked by a fan on Twitter, who are you going to sign with? Des replied, I'll rather it be the Dallas Cowboys. If not, I'll be ready to play elsewhere.
Now that
Des throwing some kerosene.
Now that they're 2-2, he's on.
Des throwing some kerosene on that hot take.
He did go to a concert with Jerry Jones recently.
And it wasn't just any concert.
It wasn't just any concert. Who was it?
Jay-Z and Bey.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Tell him again.
Yeah.
Tell him again. You go to a Jay-Z Beyonce concert with somebody, that's a real date.
Yeah, you know why Des went with him? Because
That's
he
a
didn't
real
want to
date.
sit down there. He wanted to be in the suite. Nobody would bother him. He said, I can't go down there and put the X on anybody.
And Jay, I know you're a sports fan. If you're watching right now, y'all are still on tour right now. We can make this happen. They can sign the contract. Jerry and Des can sign the contract at backstage of the concert.
Nation, baby.
Okay, Hova.
They were trying to see who's going to be backstage dancer.
It's a hard knock life. That's our new favorite weekly segment, Hot Take Tuesday. All right, read the Drew Levy tease right now. On the rise in Chicago, hopes, heartbeats, win totals, and stat lines. Also on the rise in Chicago, the Bears' power ranking. How high? We'll tell you next.
So how does the newest New England Patriot feel?
I'm just ready to play ball now. I felt like he was a can't-miss football player.
Here's the rush by Willie McGinnis. He sacks him.
I was aggressive. I got into fights.
Nobody wanted to take Willie on.
The one thing I'm not going to accept is being a loser. And I went off on everybody that I felt didn't care enough.
If you hit it, I'm coming hard.
When Willie spoke, everyone listened. He took me under his wing. He regulated everything.
If you suffer from ED and you've seen your doctor about the little blue pill, you know it can be expensive. And seeing the doctor and waiting at the pharmacy can be a hassle. What if I told you that a certain little blue pill just came off patent December 11th? And that same active ingredient that's in the little blue pill is now available in generic form. No more getting ripped off by the big pharma companies. Here's what you do. Just go to 4hims.com/ED and get started for just $5 while supplies last.
Clock is running, 38 seconds and counting. Back to throw goes Palmer. Looks over the middle, throws end zone for Fitz, goes up, and makes the game-winning catch! Larry Legend does it again! Touchdown! Cardinals win!
Forge of Empires. Develop your own city from the Stone Age to the future. Available in the App Store and at FOE.tv. Forge of Empires. Play now for free.
Discover huge savings at Ashley Home Store's Columbus Day Mattress Sale. For one final week, get 0% interest for 6 years on Tempur-Pedic and Serta iComfort, starting at only $11 per month. Only at the #1 Tempur-Pedic retailer in North America, Ashley Home Store. This is home.
I finally figured out what car to get. Now, where to find the best deal? What's that?
Car Gurus. 2 grand below market value, 5-star dealer rating. Ooh, I'm beat.
Car Gurus. Find great deals from top-rated dealers near you.
Hey, what you bringing to football?
Freshness? You show how the ATL do?
Bring it. That way.
Can I bring my swag? Superpowers?
Kill 'em.
Can I bring my crew?
Bring 'em.
We meet again.
Hey, maybe. Hey, maybe. You ever see me? They start going crazy.
Can I bring? Definitely bring that. They're bringing it. How about you? What do you bring?
Unbelievable game winner.
Looking for the long ball.
Touchdown.
How about this performance?
This year, the script has completely flipped.
If you ball, you get the call.
Week 5 power rankings presented by the U.S. Army released today, and the teams at the top are the same. You've got the Rams and the Chiefs. As we get a little further down the list in the top 10, though, things get a little wild. Teams at 6 through 10, all teams that were not in the top 10 last week. We've got the Pats jumping 7 spots to 6, Bengals up 8, Bears up 9, Pack up 3, Ravens up 6. I am almost exhausted from all the movement. You are all over the place, Elliot Harrison.
Well, the teams are. Reggie says that fans don't want to hear my excuses. That's what he was just saying. So I'm not going to give any excuses.
Eagles down 9 to 12, Bears up 9 to 8. So you are on that bandwagon.
I am. I think 21 on 21, the Bears can play with anybody. It's that 22nd guy, which is Mitch Trubisky. We saw him play well. Now, look, if you make the argument, hey, he was playing against Tampa Bay, Elliot, like, come on, they can't cover anybody. You know what?
I wouldn't make that argument. He looked great.
He did, but I wouldn't argue with you if you made that argument because the Bucs looked that terrible. That said, if Trubisky can use his mobility, throw out of the pocket, and be accurate, why can't this Bears team compete with anybody else with that defense?
Saints at 4. Their offense has also looked amazing. The defense doesn't scare you?
It does. It does. It's certainly not the Bears defense. But I'll say this, with Mark Ingram coming back, they have the ability to change the way the game goes, the game script, if you will. limit the number of possessions total. Instead of having 10 or 11 possessions in a game, maybe you only have 8 or 9 because you're running the ball, running the clock. You're giving your pass rushers a chance to rest their legs. I think the Saints have a good opportunity with Ingram back in the fold to help their defense.
As you see at home there on the side of your screen, the Vikings are number 13, and as you will see, the Falcons are number 18. Both of those two teams started the season in your top 10, so you're losing hope about them. I'm
losing hope on the Falcons. I'm not losing hope on the Vikings. Too much talent defensively, and Kirk Cousins played great against the Rams. Falcons, too many injuries, Lindsay.
All right,
Too many.
I'll give you this. It has been a tough season to make heads or tails of so far. Elliott's entire list, 1 through 32, with explanations for all of them, NFL.com/power rankings.
Here's a look at the 5 nominees for the Bill Ford Tough Offensive Line of the Week. Bears, Cowboys, Packers, Seahawks, and Saints. Check out Playbook tomorrow, 6:30 Eastern, to find out who earns the title of the Built Ford Tough Offensive Line of the Week. The committee of 1 that puts it together, Sean O'Hara, is a committee of 2 today. Bringing a running back with you.
Offensive linemen stick together, man. That's what we do.
All right, break down some film for us.
Running backs can make you look really good or really sloppy. But we're going to call this segment Run Fits right now.
Okay.
I know you loved seeing the Seahawks and the Saints. They both rushed for over 170 yards. But the Dallas Cowboys got back on track with Missy Elliott, took care of the line of scrimmage, 183 yards rushing. Now, the first play I want to show right here is just, we call this Ride 36 Slam. And this play right here, it's a zone scheme, but you got to get movement on the 3 technique. Zach Martin does a great job right there. And then the center and left guard do a great job getting movement on the nose guard. Connor Williams, the rookie, and the center, Joe Looney. And look at this. Look at this space right here.
Oh, my goodness. That's the running back's dream right there.
Hey, now.
Movement. You get a seal back here by left tackle Tyron Smith.
The fullback didn't even have to block anybody.
What you doing right here with this, Reg?
I'm driving my Ford F-250 that's sitting outside.
Oh, yeah.
Right through the gap to the end zone.
I like it. Let's see. Look at Zeke getting up in there.
Hate the finisher. I don't like yourself.
He tried to go over the top there. I'm not sure what that was all about.
That's the case of you got to know who you are and what you are.
I want to see Zeke run through that.
Just run through him. Yeah, don't try to jump
over. All right, so there's a zone scheme. Now, this is what we call a power scheme, and this is what I love right here as an offensive lineman. If you want to play a 6-man box, Scott, you want to have 6 guys right there in the box at the line of scrimmage, we're going to run all day long on you. Now, what they do here, they do a great job of down blocking right here. All right, this is 37 power trade. They edge the defense right there, and then you're going to pull your right guard and your right tackle and get them out in space, and they're going to lead the parade right here.
Big boy play right here.
Now, this is huge right here because you get your blockers out there.
Decisions.
Choose your own adventure right there.
Anytime a running back, when you look in front of you, when you see linemen covering up defensive players, that is a running back's dream. Now he has options to go either left, right. He can do whatever he wants here at this point.
All right, let's see Zeke. Now, I thought he looked a little bit out there.
Yeah, he definitely left some meat on the bone there. He for sure could have gotten some more yardage out of that.
All right, now that leads us to the last play right here. This is a screen play, and when you're running the football and everything's going well, you can leak your running back out here, and you're going to see Zeke right here. Reggie, tell me what's going through your mind when you see this right there after catching
I'm thinking about what end zone celebration I'm going to do. Am I going to Millie Rock? Am I going to spike the ball? Am I going to jump in the end zone? Like, this is all you think about right here at this point. You got 3 guys blocking 1.
You got 3 old linemen down there. I mean,
you're also thinking don't get caught by the defensive lineman from behind.
Right.
Joe Looney with the escort down there.
Oh, man.
And here's the party right here. This is where the party's at, right there.
The party right there, baby. It's time to turn up. What we doing after the game?
Or you're looking for the Salvation Army tub to jump into as well out there at 18.
No surprise. 240 scrimmage yards for Zeke. He took over the game, and he did it because the boys up front finally started working.
One of his best days as a pro, and the Dallas Cowboys get the win over the Lions. Thank you, fellas. A little double team right there.
Nice run fist, man.
Well done.
Man. That was fun.
Good burst. Hey, if you like the breaking down of the film, you can do it yourself in the privacy of your own home. Game Pass is what you got to get. You get full broadcasts of all the games, condensed versions of the games, and then the all-22 coaches video. Start your free trial today at NFL.com/Game Pass. There are 8 division leaders, and they're all impressive, but only 5 are believable. The world according to Cynthia Freeland and her game theory. Plus, you've got bye week issues, you've got a streaming situation, maybe you're in a panic situation. Fact is, you need help on the waiver wire, and Fabs has it next.
You're probably wondering how I, Jonathan Jones,
got here. The play starts like any other. I'm a step behind the receiver, but with my 40 time, you know I catch up. Then, boom. This dude reaches back in time to make a catch, and TrueView technology captures it all in 360 degrees. I mean, I can defend anyone, but this catch is ridiculous.
Touchdown! See every side of the play. Go to NFL.com/TrueView.
If people say your dreams are crazy, if they laugh at what you think you can do, good. Because calling a dream crazy is not an insult, it's a compliment. Don't try to be the fastest in your school. Be the fastest ever. Don't believe you have to be like anybody to be somebody. Don't become the best basketball player on the planet. Be bigger than basketball. Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything. If you have only one hand, don't just watch football, play it. And if you're a girl from Compton, become the greatest athlete ever. Yeah, that's more like it. So don't ask if your dreams are crazy. Ask if they're crazy enough.
One millionth order.
Millionth order.
There goes our first big order.
44, 45, 46. How many of these did they order?
Oh, that's hot.
You know, we could sell these.
Nah.
We don't bake.
Opportunity. What we deliver by delivering.
Good Morning Football, tomorrow at 7, live on NFL Network. An all-new Ghost Adventures 4-part series.
This is just one of thousands of ships that were wrecked. They still don't know the names of the bodies that washed up on the shores. Bad things are happening to the living.
There's no telling what is in the underground.
All new 4-part series, Ghost Adventures, Graveyard of the Pacific. Saturday at 9 on Travel Channel.
At 3 Day Blinds, we provide a design consultant to come to your house for free to help you choose the perfect draperies, blinds, or shutters for your style and budget.
I'm able to help clients create spaces that maybe they've never dreamed of.
We're helping people find function in their space. The value, the quality, we're very, very happy with our decision.
Set up a free design consultation and get free installation at 3dayblinds.com.
So here we are 1 month into the season, and we have 8 clear-cut division leaders. Even when it's tied for the record, it was head-to-head tiebreakers. So the guys you're looking at right here are the clear-cut division leaders going into the second month of the season. Of course, the undefeateds are the undefeateds. But Cynthia Freeland has a little game theory here who says that some of the 3-1 division leaders, you're not buying them yet.
No, I'm definitely not buying the Bengals just yet.
Okay.
First of all, they've been really lucky in terms of being able to take advantage of situations like A.J. Green getting single covered in the end zone versus the Ravens. And then this past week against Atlanta, against our secondary that was kind of reconstructed due to injury. But Andy Dalton under pressure, I went back and watched every single snap. His under pressure rating actually dips down very low to be the lowest of all qualified quarterbacks in the NFL. So that's going to be a problem as they face more pressure. And then AFC North this season is figuring to be a really tough one to win.
Cleveland has turned out to be a solid team.
I got another one for you.
They could be. Yeah. Oh, you got one more?
Well,
what
yeah,
are the 3-1 team?
All right. So the Redskins have only played 3 games.
They're 2-1.
Right. They're 2-1. So we don't have a full sample size of them yet. But when you look at their defensive front, there's some promising things. Jonathan Allen up front is doing a great job. But I'm still worried about their offense. Their offense is going to need to develop the deep pass if they're going to be able to come back, if they ever get behind, and really take advantage of, where's the receiving core going here? You got to be able to come back when you get behind.
Cowboys feeling their oats after their win over the Lions. The Eagles lose, so there's like 3, maybe all 4 teams feel like, hey, we could be right in the mix of that division right there. Let's go the other direction here. Your preseason Super Bowl prediction. The New Orleans Saints and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I sat right here in this set, and everyone thought I was a little bit crazy for picking the Chiefs. But I went with teams. My model favors teams where the offense could explode, and both of these offenses, really big explosions. They do have some suspect defenses, but I think the Saints defense is on the rebound, and I think the Kansas City Chiefs defense will do enough to let their offense just keep taking the top off other people's defenses.
You've been doing Super Bowl predictions for several years. Ever nailed one completely, right?
I nailed half 3 times.
This could be your year, Cynthia Freeland. This could be your year. Thanks, Cynthia.
Meanwhile, at the other end of the standings spectrum, these teams are struggling to get things going this year. Bills, Jets, Browns, Steelers, Texans, Colts, and Raiders, all with 1 win each.
Oh, no.
And that's not all. We've also got 5 one-win teams on the NFC side. And I'd be willing to bet that all of their fan bases are a little bit panicked, but should they be? Or should they pump the brakes? Giants, Weeze, are 29th in scoring offense this year with OBJ and Saquon Barkley. That is head-scratching. Is it also a reason to panic?
I am panicking. Oh, we got a panic button today. Yeah, we didn't have one last week. This New York Giants team, they were supposed to be the team that turned it around this year. They got Saquon Barkley in the first round. You give OBJ all that money. They're turning over a new leaf. Where is it? OBJ ain't even scored a touchdown yet, man.
My dog is hot right now.
I am in panic mode if I'm the Giants. Panic. I'm going to hit it again.
How do you not get OBJ the ball? Like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing?
Can't do nothing.
Come on, man. Falcons, all that offense, they're getting everybody the ball, but they're not winning games. Are you panicked about them?
I am not going to panic. I'm going to pump the brakes on them. I like what I'm seeing on the offensive side of the ball.
Anti-like brakes. I heard that.
Anti-like. That's Midas. It went to Midas to get them brakes. I like what I'm seeing from the Atlanta Falcons. Devontae Freeman has been out. They are just now unlocking the potential from Calvin Ridley, who's been balling. They lost in overtime to the Saints by 1 point to Cincinnati Bengals. And, you know, we know what happened in the Philadelphia Eagles game. So I'm going to pump the brakes right now and say that they're going to get back on track.
All right. How about the Vikings? I don't know what's happening with that defense. Because it looks like the same. I mean, Everson Griffin's missing a couple of games. Is that it? I don't know. Are you panicked?
I am not in panic mode. I'm going to pump the brakes. Listen. They have a premier offense. They can score points. They can put pressure on a lot of opposing teams. And whenever you have Kirk Cousins throwing to those 2 receivers and Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs, it forces you to panic if you're the other team. So I'm going to pump my brakes with them because you got to outscore them. But if you don't, you lose.
How about the Steelers? According to Mike Garafolo, Reggie, Roethlisberger and AB are not on speaking terms. That doesn't sound good to me.
Now, this is news to me. I just heard that.
Breaking news.
Panic. Them boys, the house is on fire.
Okay, I'm going to move this over. That is an
The
awful
house
sound.
is on fire. Le'Veon Bell ain't coming back to after the bye week, which means they ain't going to win no games till after the bye week. They're struggling right now. They do not have a balanced attack. Big Ben is locked in on AB when he's trying to trying to go through his progressions. And the defense, man, they've been non-existent since Ryan Shazier, so I'm panicking on the Pittsburgh Steelers right now.
Look, let me tell you this. It only takes one game and get the ball rolling and turn things around. Do you know how I know that?
Okay.
Because I was a one-win fantasy team last week, and I beat Michael Fabiano, who was undefeated.
What's up, Mike? Yeah, what's up, Mike?
Now, it's all going to happen for me. We're still going to let Michael give you fantasy advice, though. Here's his waiver wire pickups.
Fantasy fans looking for waiver wire help in Week 5 should set their sights on Duval County, Florida. The Jaguars have a nice matchup against the Chiefs, so guys like Blake Bortles and Dede Westbrook could be very useful options. Bortles, who has scored 20-plus fantasy points in 2 of his last 3 games, would be a great streamer off the wire. Westbrook leads the Jags in targets after 4 weeks, and the Chiefs have allowed an average of over 38 PPR points per game to wide receivers in 2018. Both players are still available in most NFL.com leagues. Nyheim Hines has seen 26 targets out of the Colts backfield, including 11 last week against the Texans. That makes him a nice add in PPR leagues. Hines faces the Patriots on Thursday Night Football up next. Injuries have made the tight end position ultra thin this season, but Vance McDonald could help. He's seen a combined 10 targets in his last 2 games, and an upcoming matchup against Atlanta could be a very high-scoring affair.
After the break, proof that perfection isn't all that it's cracked up to be, because not one of these perfectly executed passes makes the top plays of Week 4. We'll show you what does, coming up.
So Darren, you're with the UPS store?
Yeah, we actually printed these invites.
Wow, I thought you guys just did shipping.
No, we do printing, packing, shredding, notarizing, mailboxing, faxing, binding, taping, laminating, copying, consulting, creating, designing, returning, and of course shipping.
Cool.
Nice costume. It's my work uniform. Where are you going?
Go to the UPS store for everything your small business needs. And of course, shipping.
Here's the thing, 52% of guys experience erectile dysfunction, but 0% like talking about it. That's why we built Roman. For the first time ever, you can get ED meds prescribed online, shipped discreetly to your door. Chat online with US licensed physicians. And get FDA-approved medication, all in single-dose packaging. No more waiting rooms, awkward talks, or lines at the pharmacy. Get your first month free at GetRoman.com/TV.
Do you wrestle with your pet to trim their nails? Introducing Pedicare, the new pain-free nail trimmer that actually lets you see what you're doing. Pets have an internal vein called the quick. Pedicare highlights the quick, making it easier for you to safely cut your pet's nails. Plus, the nail trapper doubles as a magnifier to help you see close up. Call or go online now to get your Pedicare for just $19.99. But wait, order now and you can get a second Pedicare. Just pay a separate fee. We'll even ship it to you free. Call or order online at buypedicare.com.
Get ready for an all-new Auto Trader. Search with all-new speed. Shop with all-new control. Now with the power of Kelley Blue Book Price Advisor on Auto Trader, so you'll know the price is fair. Supercharge your search and find your next car faster than ever. Shop all the cars like never before with the all-new Auto Trader.
Want to bring those ups to football?
Should have drove over anything else?
Sure, try me. What about you?
Do I show how to ATL do?
Bring it that way.
Can I bring my superpowers?
Tell them. Yes.
Can I bring the heat?
Definitely bring that.
Can I bring my crew?
Bring them.
We meet again.
Hey, mate. Hey, mate. You ever see me? They still going crazy. Still going crazy.
They're bringing it. How about you? What are you bringing?
Thursday night. In New England, confidence is defined by having the greatest ever on their side. But Indy's comeback kid is eager for the chance to let Foxborough test him again. Brady.
Way to go, baby!
Luck.
Touchdown!
Colts. Patriots. When it's on, it's on. Thursday Night Football. Thursday at 8 on NFL Network, Fox, and streaming on Prime Video.
Time now for the nominees for the Pepsi Rookie of the Week. Oh, we got a handful of good ones this week. If you played running back at the University of Georgia, you're on the list.
Hey.
Nick Chubb and Sony Michel both had big days for their respective NFL teams. Kiki Cutie is on the list. Pick him up in fantasy if you haven't, the Houston wide receiver.
That's a funny
and then a couple of
NFL
guys
game.
who are going to be on this list a lot this season, Calvin Ridley and Derwin James, offensive and defensive
I don't know who to vote for.
monsters for their teams. Go to NFL.com to register your vote for the Pepsi Rookie of the Week. Classic rivalry takes center stage in front of the whole country. Patriots hosting the Colts. Thursday Night Football on NFL Network, Fox, and Amazon
Check the PSI.
Prime Video. Oh, wow.
Plays from Week 4. Say it with me, everybody. Golden Tate.
What's up,
Golden Tate? He was showboating too. Look at
How about that?
Look at what?
That is A little taunting, huh?
Okay. Man, that guy's on slip
Matt
and slide.
Patricia didn't enjoy the taunting.
Some new cleats.
Sneaky athletic. Like, really
all 5 plays could have come from Thursday Night Football last week because Jared Goff was dealing. But that one right there to Brandon Cooks. Special.
Sizzling.
Best quarterback in the NFL, Hashan.
That's right. Did you see that?
Hot take.
You want to see it again? There's probably another one.
How is this number 3, the left-handed pass?
2 and 1 better be bringing it.
I don't know.
That's special right there. You can't catch that right there.
I loved Tyreek Hill's line. He threw it better than me, and I'm left-handed.
His arms are short.
He had a spiral.
Whatever works.
All right, number 2. This one comes because it comes in the final 10 seconds of the game to win the game. Andy Dalton, A.J. Green, earhole in Atlanta through 2 defenders for the walk-off
got
win.
one job. That's to keep him out the end zone.
That rookie corner.
And listen, come on. He was so serious.
Another walk-off. For the win, Mariota, Corey Davis.
Mariota.
In overtime.
I mean, that's a throw, but how about the 4th down calls to get him there?
Yeah, multiple 4th down conversions.
He can't even feel his hand.
He can't even feel his hand. He's throwing the football like that.
He's throwing it with 3 fingers.
He's throwing the football just like that.
Throwing it effectively.
Those were good.
Throwing it that way for a first-place team.
Yeah.
Where are the running back
win the
plays?
division?
Gonna win a division.
Melvin Gordon
Double down
and
on it,
Aaron
too.
Jones.
It's not about the running backs.
And Marshawn Lynch.
And where's the blocks?
Running backs at, man. See how they do it. They always do us like this.